Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen!
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our podcast series Over the Line. This is our third episode. अभी तक जो है बड़ा happening season start हुआ है. First episode में I remember हम लोग La Liga discuss कर रहे थे and we were very excited. And I think the excitement has paid off as we can see on Shahrukh's face. Welcome back to the show.
Great to be back, Hamad. Very, very excited. And yes, fingers crossed, it's getting closer, but I'm going to be very, very pragmatic and keep my hopes
I
contained.
think especially Barcelona वाले भी यही कह रहे हैं कि हर मैच तो ये भी नहीं जीत सकते. So
yes, that's true.
so far the situation इसके प्रीमियर लीग स्टार्ट हो गई है, उस पर भी हमने लास्ट टाइम बात की थी और इसके साथ साथ जो है ला लीगा स्टार्ट हो गई है. 3 राउंड्स पूरे हो चुके हैं. बार्सिलोना ने अपना एक मैच ड्रॉ खेल लिया है और 2 उन्होंने जीत ली हैं और रियल मैड्रिड तीनों मैच जीत चुका है और अब दोनों के पॉइंट्स बराबर हो चुके हैं. गोल डिफरेंस भी मोर और लेस सेम है, ओनली 2 गोल्स का फर्क है. बट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली रियल मैड्रिड हेड टू हेड की बेस के ऊपर और टॉप ऑफ द टेबल है. प्रीमियर लीग में क्या और नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम बात करेंगे, बट लेट्स टॉक अबाउट ला लीगा. सो शाहरुख, 3 wins, 3 matches, sounds good.
Perfect, almost perfect start. I think the only thing would have made it absolutely perfect was अगर सविया हरा देता बार्सिलोना को, अगर रेगुलॉन का वो जो पास 77-78 मिनट में पहुंच जाता सेंटर में and they had converted, I think that would have been the perfect start for us. But I mean, I can't complain. 3 wins out of 3 games, 2 very tough matches against Valencia and Sociedad, which we come away with wins. So can't complain at all here. And thankfully injury front के ऊपर भी इतना serious situation नहीं है. Ramos had a scare last night. Let's see how that turns out. But yeah, cannot complain at all.
So अगर हम standard performer देखें, I think Karim Benzema would top the list.
Absolutely. Benzema up front, back among the goals. Got a couple of goals against Valencia. Got a very crucial goal yesterday against Sociedad as well, which was a bit controversial. उस पे हम बाद में बात करेंगे. But yeah, standout performer for me. And I think उसकी जो understanding develop हुई है with Hazard up front, that has really taken us to a next level. And Ramos at the back, of course, solid as a rock. Leadership provide करता है वो. He gets the defense organized in such a great manner. And if you remember, जो आइबार के खिलाफ उसका goal भी था, he actually broke down the attack of the opposition, ran down the pitch 80 yards and finished that move. Hazard very unselfishly passing it to him. So it's not just about the defense with Ramos. You get that leadership, you get that goal scoring threat up front as well. So for me, both at the front and the back, Benzema and Ramos have been superb.
Ramos I think is our top scorer इस साल अभी तक लीग के अंदर. So just imagine.
This calendar year, man, you mean?
This calendar year, he's our top scorer.
Extraordinary. And now he's also actually the highest scoring defender in La Liga history. So yeah, the records keep piling up for him.
There was a very interesting article जो मैं पढ़ रहा था, वो मैड्रिड की जो हमारी वेबसाइट है और उसमें उन्होंने पूरा उसका ब्रेकडाउन दिया हुआ था. तो इंटरेस्टिंगली जो उसके हम इमेजिन करते हैं कि वो क्योंकि बड़ा फेमस है स्पेशली 92nd मिनट 48 सेकंड के बाद से हेडर के ऊपर, सो उसके ओपन गोल भी काफी ज्यादा हैं एंड पेनल्टीज डोंट रियली मेक अ ह्यूज परसेंटेज ऑफ हिज गोल्स अनलाइक जिसका उन्होंने रिकॉर्ड तोड़ा है.
Ronald Koeman.
Yes, so he scored a lot of goals at penalties के अंदर. But एक और
Ramos ने तो अभी लेनी शुरू की है ना. Ramos की तो जब से रोनाल्डो गया है, so it's only been a year and a half.
उस टाइम तो कोई भी नहीं ले सकता था, किसी की किस्मत में नहीं आती. I still remember interestingly, मुझे याद है एक बार रोनाल्डो was on a hat trick और उसने पेनल्टी किसी और को अपने हैंड ओवर कर दी थी. I think that was Ramos.
Yes.
So
that was Ramos.
That was Ramos. तो इंटरेस्टिंग. और एक और इंटरेस्टिंग मैं स्टैट्स देख रहा था कि हैजर्ड और बेंजेमा इट वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम कि वो एक्चुअली इन्वॉल्व थे डायरेक्ट असिस्ट के थ्रू एक गोल.
Directly in a goal.
तो फाइनली इट्स स्टार्टिंग ऑफ.
Yeah, even though they have that understanding, काफी मतलब शुरू से रही है. अगर आपको याद हो PSG के जो सेकंड लेग था, जो हमारी होम गेम थी, जब उसमें इन दोनों का और इसको का बड़ा अच्छा फ्लो बन रहा था. So there's always been this talk about how Hazard and Benzema complement each other very well. But directly एक गोल में जिस तरह आप कह रहे हो, this was the first time they were involved in setting up a goal for each other.
Let's dissect these 3 games. तो पहली game was quite straightforward. Not much to take away unless जो हमारी एक 2 injuries हुई हैं वो I think was a bit of worry. But generally पहली game तो straightforward रही हमारी ए बार वाली.
Eibar, yeah, as predicted, as expected as well. It actually mirrored the first game that they had away from home against Eibar. Just like that game, 3-0 up थे हम before half time. We scored very early, third, fourth minute में जो भी nerves अगर कोई थी, नजर तो नहीं वैसे आई, लेकिन अगर कोई nerves थी भी coming back after such a long layoff. So Cruz scored that sensational goal with his first touch. फिर उसके बाद the important thing was that we kept scoring after regular intervals. जैसे ही थोड़ा सा pressure build होता, Eibar looked to come back into the game, we would suddenly score a second and then we scored a third goal as well. Second half was a bit underwhelming. अगर आपको याद हो उसमें, I don't know, it was probably because of the situation of the match कि हम 3-0 up थे, so players were obviously a little relaxed and they thought कि चलो game अब हम जीत चुके हैं, so we can sit back, and Eibar began to threaten a lot more. Here Hazard and Ramos went off with knocks, and as we've noticed over the years, whenever Ramos has to leave the pitch, the defense suddenly becomes a little shaky. So वो भी हुआ, obviously Eibar began to threaten a bit and they scored one consolation goal. But I thought overall you can't complain. After such a long layoff, to come away with a 3-1 win, comfortable 3-1 win, that was as much as you could ask for.
Second game, 2-0, और उसमें जो second half है और जो second goal है उस पे बाद में आएंगे. But what do you make of the entire game?
Second game, I think for the first half was very cagey. Valencia played quite well, actually. I would not be amiss to say that they were actually the better team in the first half. They could have gone ahead, if not for Courtois' magnificent save, जो post भी हुई थी. Second half, maybe played a lot better. I think the problem with the second game initially was the fact that Fede Valverde was playing out of position. Valverde की best position होती है if he's in the center of the pitch. He is this box-to-box midfielder, bombs up and down. He likes to be in control of things, hassling the opposition, making those runs down the middle, creating opportunities, creating space for his other players. And on the right wing, he just looked completely lost. So वो एक तरह से एक बंदा हमारा बिल्कुल जाया हो रहा था वहाँ पे. In the second half, if you noticed, he was a bit more involved in play. He was coming into the middle of the pitch. And uske baad, I mean, we started to take control of the game as well, right? And then Hazard and Benzema were combining very, very well. And eventually we got that first breakthrough through Benzema. Uske baad फिर Asensio जब आया, I mean, what a comeback, right? You stay out of football for 11 months और आप आते हो, and within 30 seconds with your first touch, एक volley के through he scores his goal. I mean, that was a very, very special goal by a very special player.
And I think he was quite overwhelmed and emotional as well, क्योंकि comeback आप आ रहे हो और साथ ही जो है वो I remember जब उसको substitute के तौर पे ला रहे थे तब भी Zidane was saying something in his ear and he was laughing and so everyone was very, very happy to see him back. Or within 30 seconds he was on the goal sheet, which I'm sure it has helped his morale as well, and hopefully we will get to see more of him. So Asensio की बात होगी, and then obviously जिसको काफी लोग कह रहे हैं कि गोल ऑफ द सीजन का एक अच्छा कंटेंडर बन सकता है वो ब्रिलियंट पास और फिर व्हाट अ कंट्रोल एंड व्हाट अ गोल करीम बेंजेमा.
Fantastic, absolutely superb. I think contender क्या for me it's absolutely the best goal of the season so far. I mean, I don't know अगले 7-8 मैचेस में क्या होता है, but it's not just about the finish. अगर आप नोट करें the entire move starting from the point जब Casemiro made that magnificent tackle right at the other end of the pitch, uske baad se usne when he passed that ball to Modric, to Cruz over to Asensio, and Asensio with that beautiful flick as well, and world class finish by Karim Benzema. The way he controlled it on his right foot, lobbed it over to his left, first time finish, absolutely magnificent. That was a joy to watch.
I just think sometimes कि अगर आप करीम की देखें जर्नी तो almost 9-10 years now, or all ups and downs, a lot of criticism. बीच में he totally went absent for the longest time. अक्सर इसको हमने blame करना है कि big games में, if Ronaldo is marked very well, तो he's also not. He would disappear. Yeah. But he's still there and still scoring.
Yes, and he's taken up that responsibility. अब आप देख सकते हो मतलब how unselfish he's been throughout his first 7-8 years when he was playing with Ronaldo. As a striker, कौन सा striker ऐसे दुनिया में होता है who would not want to score goals? But Benzema has been known as a player who would actually, go to the background and allow Ronaldo to take that limelight, setting up goals for him. Now that he's not there, he's taking charge of the situation, and I think he's been fantastic over the last couple of years. And I mean, उसकी contributions को आप disregard नहीं कर सकते. A lot of people do not really rate him as a striker. I think he's great. He offers so much more than a number 9, and now he's our 5th highest scorer of all time. Champions League में भी I think he's probably the 4th or 5th highest scorer of all time. So these are numbers that you can't argue with. 10 साल गुजारने at a club like Real Madrid for a striker is unbelievable.
Another player जिसको हमारे स्कोरिंग चार्ट्स पे जो है वो आप देखते हैं कि he has done really well. Bale over 100 goals, but still a lot of criticism and still not even in the top substitute, I think.
Bale के साथ I think his relationship with Zidane is completely it's beyond repair basically. अगर आप देखें, even in the last game against Sociedad, he ended up starting James Rodriguez. Now James has been nowhere in the picture, right, throughout the season. His last start was, I think, in October last year in the league game. So I mean that just shows how much Zidane rates Bale right now and how much confidence he has in him. And I think you can't really blame him because Bale hasn't taken up that responsibility. Right, as someone who's a £100 million player, he was supposed to be the one who would become Real's main guy after the departure of Ronaldo, and he hasn't done that. उसमें चाहे आप कह लें कि injury problem, attitude problem से जो भी था, but he has not taken up that responsibility, and he's someone that cannot be counted upon. That's really a really disappointing thing because he's such a talented player. On his day, he's been a match winner for us in so many big games, and he's scored some wonderful goals, but he has not shown that consistency and he cannot be relied upon. So I back Zidane on this completely.
Bale पे I think Bale deserves an entire program to himself, जो कि हम eventually करेंगे when he'll move on, which seems कि जल्दी ही होगा case. But moving on to the,
if it was up to Zidane, it would have happened last year. जैसे उसके साथ कहा था.
वो हो नहीं सका, but let's see. इस साल maybe Tottenham or Manchester United come for him this time. But before that, हम चलते हैं next match की तरफ. Very important match. It was something क्योंकि अब already Barcelona draw खेल चुकी थी, so this was our best bet to go on top. और अगर यहाँ पे हम उस मैच को ना जीते, तो I think जो credentials थे as a champion वो भी आपके काफी हद तक जो हैं वो question हो सकते हैं. Because a lot of times we have messed up, like El Clasico की जिस तरह हम बात कर रहे थे, उसके बाद we were on top, but then we lost that crucial advantage. So a tough game. और उसमें फिर हम मलेशिया मैच में भी देखा था कि there was a bit of a controversy about goal, but इसमें तो कुछ ज़्यादा ही controversies create हो गई हैं Sociedad में.
Yeah. Actually, तीनों goals के ऊपर, हालांकि I think the first was a straightforward penalty. You can't argue with that. I think the way Vinicius के बारे में तो बात हमने बिल्कुल की भी नहीं, and because he didn't play very much until the final game, and I think he was the man of the match for me. He was just outstanding. Every time he got the ball and he was bombing forward, he was unstoppable. There was no way Sociedad players could catch him. And Pune eventually यही था. One of those runs would have ended up with him in the box with an opportunity to score. And the defense would have been, perturbed, and they would have made a mistake, and that's exactly what happened. Diego Llorente tripped him, and that was a clear-cut penalty. I think उसमें कोई argument नहीं है. Argument आती है अगले 2 goals पे, जो एक disallowed goal था पहले Januzaj का for Sociedad. Again, उसमें अगर आप note करें, Sociedad का player, their forward Merino, he was a good 5-6 yards off. Right now, the question is, was he interfering with the play or not? And I think he was, because Thibaut Courtois was, he could not side the ball at all. So जो shot आ रही थी, it was he was going on the right side while the ball was going to the left corner. So I don't think there should be controversy on that goal either. That was clearly offside, and it should have been disallowed, and it was disallowed. The problem I have personally is with Benzema's goal. I don't know exactly what the rules say, but as far as I'm concerned, this part of your arm is part of your arm, and it should be a handball. But apparently it's not. It's part of your shoulder. So I've seen those disallowed in the past. I've seen those given as well. It was quite a 50-50 chance. But obviously काफी लोग बार्सिलोना में और काफी जो रियल मैड्रिड haters हैं, वो तो यही कहेंगे कि रियल को काफी फेवर किया जा रहा है. But I mean, I don't think that's true. I think over the entire course of a season, these things happen to all the teams, right? You get your rub of the green as well, and I think we deserve to be on top.
आई थिंक इसमें एक और भी इशू आ रहा है क्योंकि अब VAR हमारे पास मौजूद है तो उस टेक्नोलॉजी की प्रेजेंस के दरमियान फिर ये जरा ज़्यादा हाईलाइट हो जाता है. जिस तरह प्रीमियर लीग में हमने देखा है कि शेफील्ड का एक जो गोल था वो अब एवरीवन इज सेइंग कि इट वाज अ गोल बट VAR टेक्नोलॉजी ने उसको डिसअलाउ कर दिया. और अगर वो लोग उनको वो गोल मिल गया होता है दे वुड हैव वन तो दे वुड हैव मूव्ड अप इन द टेबल. सो आई थिंक विद द एडवेंट ऑफ जिस तरह हम उसमें देखते हैं क्रिकेट में इन्होंने DRS रखा हुआ है और वहाँ पे डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजी अब हॉटस्पॉट की भी है. तो आई थिंक उसके साथ फिर ज़्यादा कंट्रोवर्शियल हो जाता है क्योंकि एवरीवन हैज हिज ओन ओपिनियन. नेकेड आई से उसी एक सेकंड बल्कि मिली सेकंड के अंदर अगर आप रेफरी एक डिसाइड करे तो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि इट्स अ ह्यूमन यू कैन से इट्स अ ह्यूमन एरर. द पर्सन हैड अ मिली सेकंड क्योंकि हमने वरना देखे हैं कि बड़ी दफा ऑफसाइड गोल बॉल गोल के अंदर से जाके वापस आ रही है और रेफरी कह रहा है कि गोल नहीं हुआ. बट दोज आर आई थिंक ह्यूमन एरर्स. तो VAR की मौजूदगी में इट बिकम्स a bit of a
controversy. Yeah.
But nevertheless, I don't mind winning. So I am all up for the.
Not at all. Yeah.
So अब अभी आप बात करते हैं विजनेस की. हमने तो उसमें ये भी देखा था कि फर्स्ट प्रोग्राम भी याद है रॉड्रिगो को हमने रखा था. फिर we didn't expect James to start the to get into starting 11 either. So let's talk about players who didn't perform or who could have performed better. Bale.
I think Bale obviously has, he's probably just played 10-15 minutes, but वो जो 10-15 minutes थे in the first game, he just looked disinterested. I think Bale would have rather preferred to be on the golf course at that time than be on the pitch performing for Madrid. James, I can't really blame him. James was very average in the game against Sociedad, but obviously वो sharpness नहीं थी, वो match fitness नहीं थी, वो coordination नहीं थी बाकी players के साथ. He overhit a few crosses. He underhit some passes. So you could tell this was a player जो कोई 8-10 महीने के बाद properly कोई game खेल रहा है. Fede Valverde hasn't been as prolific as he was before the break, but again, not entirely because of his own fault. He's been played out of position a lot of times. उसके अलावा, I think everyone else has been superb. I can't complain at all. Right from the defense, Furlan Mondi has been superb. He's been like solid, like a rock at the back. Ramos, Varane, Carvajal, they've been absolutely wonderful. Casemiro has been Casemiro, breaking down everything in the middle. Modric looks like someone who's rejuvenated. He looks like a 27-year-old now. I think this break has done him really well. He's played almost two entire games. और फिर अभी सोसिएडाड की गेम में भी एंड में आया 8-10 मिनट जब खेलने हैं. He helped regain control for Madrid. Kroos has been fantastic. Hazard as well. Coming after such a long layoff, he's had 2 assists in 2 games. So I think the boys are they're peaking at the right.
Second game में मैं देख रहा था, स्पेशली जब हमारे एसेंसियो को हमने जो है वो किया था, एसेंसियो और विंसियस आए तो उसके आने से एकदम मैं देख रहा था पेस में बहुत फर्क पड़ गया था. And that was one of the reasons जब मुझे याद है फर्स्ट मैच में मैंने भी उसको रोड्रिगो को पीछे रखा था कि एक साइड पे if you have more pace and which eventually वो saw कि फिर हमारे थर्ड मैच में पेनल्टी के अंदर भी उसका एक रिजल्ट हुआ. So I think these young people bring a lot of pace और जब वो पेस आता है तो उससे फिर they can create those runs जो कि हम एक ज़माने में बेल या रोनाल्डो की देखते थे. इसमें या तो गोल होता था या कम से कम पेनल्टी कॉर्नर. It would have ended up adding pressure on the other team.
Yes, yeah, always creates panic in the defense, in tiring defense as well. You know, after 70-75 minutes, and you have to remember that this is you're playing in June and July, right? कभी इस तरह पहले नहीं हुआ कि ला लीगा इतनी देर से इस गर्मी में खेली जा रही हो. So players begin to tired, they get dehydrated. Marcelo के साथ ये हुआ again in the game against Valencia, if you remember. So I think we have the players to pounce on such opportunities. And I think अभी तो नहीं, but maybe once we enter July और आखिरी 4-5 games रह जाएंगी, then I think Zidane clearly has his preferred front three figured out. We have Benzema, Hazard, and Asensio. And I think I can't wait to see them on the pitch. I'm sure you can't either. And I'm 100% sure Zidane cannot wait to put those three together. और फिर उसके बाद replacement जब आपने subs करने हुए, Vinicius and Rodrigo after 70-75 minutes, and they can just bomb down those wings and create havoc in the opposition defense.
Totally. So let's talk about the upcoming matches. Next 2-3 rounds में क्या expect कर रहे हैं?
So we have Mallorca up next at home. Mallorca should, on paper, be an easy game, but it can also potentially be a banana slip, banana skin for us, because एक तो आपको याद हो, in the first game against Mallorca, away game, we lost 1-0 early in the season. Then we don't have Casemiro because Casemiro finally picked up his 5th yellow card against Sociedad, so he'll be out for this game. We don't have, as we've discussed this before, कोई natural replacement भी नहीं है हमारे पास Casemiro की. So we might see Valverde in that role he doesn't enjoy at all, or we might see a double pivot with him and Toni Kroos. And then of course Ramos की भी injury problem है. Potentially he might sit out this game. So two of our best defensive players will not be playing. So that can be a bit problematic, but I still feel we should win that game. There shouldn't be any excuses. We've got the squad to cover for such eventualities. So ये game हमें जीतनी चाहिए. Barcelona are facing Athletic Bilbao at home. Now Bilbao are a decent team, but away from home they're not that great. So I expect Barcelona to pick up 3 points from that game as well. After Mallorca, we're playing Getafe. And Getafe at one point had the chance to get into the top 4, but again, break ke baad, like Sociedad, their performance has sort of tapered, and they haven't come back in the same sort of form. But that's again going to be a tricky game for us. I think after this break, it's only been Madrid and Villarreal who picked up the maximum number of points, and we have to play Villarreal at home as well later on in the season. So abhi kafi hamari tough games rehti hain. We can't start celebrating just now. There are 3 and 4 very, very tricky games to come. I think this is going to go right down to the wire.
Let's hope for the best. As I said earlier as well, the best thing इस साल मुझे फील हो रही है कि head to head में we are up. When usually हम head to head में भी मार खा रहे होते, तो we can't even look for that way out. I remember 2007 में और 7-8 में when we went back to back, तो उसमें भी last day तक गया था. फिर रईस ने आके I think 3-1 हम लोग जीते थे, और तब भी बार्सिलोना, but head to head we were ahead. So maybe that might be the case. I hope it's not, और हम पहले लीग जीत लें, but fingers crossed. So I think यहाँ पे रैप अप करते हैं, और अब इंशाल्लाह 2-3 राउंड्स हो जाएं, उसके बाद दोबारा देख के हाजिर होंगे, एंड बीच में प्रीमियर लीग का भी थोड़ा क्लैरिफिकेशन हो जाएगी कि कौन जीत रहा है, कौन जीत, इस बात नहीं, पहले कब जीत रहे हैं. That's the more important question, and we'll have friends over at the show as well. But thank you for watching and stay tuned. Thank you.